Peter Obi is going to win this election on the 25th of February. Peter Obi is going to win this election. He's the next president of Nigeria.
Yes, so my people, make una take una time, listen to this man. Now he be the Secretary General to this Yoruba Socio-Cultural Group, Afenifere. Now he be their Secretary General. I mean, I listen to what the man talk, I beg, it's very, very important. And all of them, now everybody for Lagos, now they gear up for the mega rally where they project. When I listen to what this man talk for mouth concerning Labour Party and concerning the plan where they, you see this election, make I not talk much. Take your time, watch the video. Help me share and make those who never hear, make them hear. It's very, 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 very important. God bless you.
Obedience are gearing up for a mega rally in Lagos this Saturday. The mega rally by the Labour Party will be hosting thousands of youth who had participated in social justice protests and are looking for a Nigerian president, the person of Peter Obi, the presidential flag bearer of the party, who would back their calls for changing government of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. So joining us now to discuss the Labour Party mega rally in Lagos tomorrow is Shola Ebishe, the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of Labour Party and Secretary General, I should say, Afenifere. Real quickly, there are lots of qualms people say about the Labour Party now. At first, they talk about the massive infighting going on. Most of the rallies that were held in some northern states, the governorship candidates didn't even align with the presidential candidates. That's number one. Two, the APC always make bones about how scanty Labour Party rallies are, all right, in the northern part of the country. They also say it's a testament to the fact that there's no structure and everything. What will be different about Lagos?
Well, first and foremost, I do not share the view that Labour Party rallies are scanty in the northern part of the country. Those who say so probably do not really face the reality of what Labour Party has become. Labour Party is the umbrella for the obedience, as we call it. And it has a lot of components, which themselves are formidable groups on their own. If anybody watch what Labour Party pulled in Plateau, what we did in Taraba, what we did in Kaduna, such a person cannot honestly come and say we're not doing well in the northern part of the country. There are political parties which has reduced his own campaign to town hall meetings in areas where they know that they do not have advantage. But we are saying that Labour Party cuts across the 36 states of Nigeria because it is basically a party of the Nigerian youth, what they call the Sorosoke generation. And because Lagos is peculiar, and that is why we call it a mega rally that is coming up tomorrow. The agitation of the Nigerian youths for a change of government, to do things differently for the future of this country, of course, started from Lagos, and they have demonstrated in different ways. They have conducted 5 million man marches across the 20 local governments of Lagos. They have demonstrated it during the NSAS. So we are expecting tomorrow a convergence at an arena that takes perhaps the largest number of people. We are targeting the Tafawa Balewa Square, which is over 100,000 capacity. The largest other venues you have in Nigeria are probably the National Stadium or the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja, which are just about 60,000. So some of the rallies you see other parties do, if somebody goes to Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano, or you go to Liberation Stadium in Port Harcourt, these are 25,000 capacity stadia, compared with what Tafawa Balewa Square represents. So there is no, let me say again, that there is no infighting within the Labour Party. I must say that. You see, Labour Party, you won't see crisis in a place where, or in an organization that means nothing to people. When you see people begin to agitate within, it is because that organization has something in stock for them. But that is nothing compared with what is happening in other political parties. You have a political party where 5 of their governors, where most of their previous governors say they are not going to be part of the campaigns of their presidential candidates. Can you compare that with what's happening in the Labour Party? I'm talking of PDP. I was in PDP. I contested governorship of Ondo State in PDP. In 2019, I was the returning officer for Abubakar Atiku in Ondo State, and we gave him 35,000 edge in terms of votes. But we're saying now that things have changed. Nigerians know where they're going, not just the youth. Even when you look at the Nigerian Federation today, when you look at the candidates and what they portend for Nigeria and its corporate existence, you discover that it is the Labour Party candidate combination that has it. So 2023 is going to determine a lot about Nigeria. I heard the presidential candidates of the APC say in Abeokuta that it's going to be a revolution against a party. I mean, the party he helped to install. I heard the PDP also have their own views. So you have in one party where a large chunk of their members, former governors, present governors, say they have nothing to do with their presidential candidate. You have another one that is up in arms against the government in the same party of which they are presidential candidates. So there is nothing like the crisis you have, if there is any, it is because people want to occupy one position or the other. And you realize that it was just about a week ago that we succeeded in getting the INEC to accept candidates of Labour Party in some states, and that is what Labour Party is for you. Okay, we are the most organized, we are the most peaceful of the frontline political parties in Nigeria today.
We need to manage time if the answers can be more concise.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you. In my view, crowds do not necessarily translate into votes.
Very well.
So parties will say, oh, we have this massive crowd, we have this mammoth crowd. How many of those people anyway have their PVCs? But I like your passion about the candidate of the Labour Party. But the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, insists that Peter Obi is just a Nollywood actor, and that those of you who are supporting him, your passion is misplaced because he cannot even get more than 1%, 5%, in some parts of the country. That he will only win in the maybe in the southeast, and so why are you following a Nollywood actor? That's number one. Number two, there is a group called the Afenifere Youth Council. I saw something about them. They're claiming that they are mobilizing about 127 youth groups or more to be at the rally for the Labour Party in Lagos tomorrow. Is there now an obedient wing of Afenifere? So is that body known to the Afenifere mainstream as the obedient arm of Afenifere? And after the election, what will happen to that arm of Afenifere?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. First, about Governor El-Rufai. I had Robert Clark SAN discussing this morning of the relationship between principal and his agent. Peter Obi is our principal as far as Labour Party is concerned, and he has answered El-Rufai that it's a pity that El-Rufai belongs to one of such groups that do not believe or that do not know that it takes very intelligent people to act. So he had just dismissed Nollywood actors as unserious people, and Peter Obi has answered him that, oh yes, he would love to be so identified and to do much about that part of the Nigerian life, so much because of even what it brings to Nigeria in times of revenue. But be that as it may, I think El-Rufai is a man to watch in the present political activities that's going on. when you come on air as a governor and you dismiss a whole faith in the entire northern part of Nigeria and say they are insignificant, and you look at the whole of the southeast and say they are not less than 10% of the voters in a particular state in the north, and you call up your presidential candidate and say he's being harassed and they're going to stop him, there are moves to stop him by the same government. I am surprised that Ashwajo and his people are not seeing El-Rufai as a fifth columnist, an agent provocateur that is attracting enmity to his presidential candidate. And those who continue to celebrate him do not see him as a very dangerous personality within their camp. But being that as it may, one of the things he said, and which are really of interest to me, is the need for the restructuring of the Nigerian Federation. The need for, because the way he was talking arrogantly is to say that, oh, some parts of Nigeria can never make it to the presidency, and it is because of the structure that is in place, which appears to favor him. But we will show him at the election that he particularly does not understand Nigeria. Peter Obi is going to win this election on the 25th of February. Peter Obi is going to win this election. He's the next president of Nigeria. And compare him with other candidates just in a minute. There is no such candidate among the frontline candidates today that has the kind of character and capacity of Peter Obi. He's the only candidate that nobody is talking anything about. He's the only candidate you cannot say, oh, I don't want to say some of the accusation. This one, you are a drug peddler. This one, you are a thief, and all of such allegations. Nobody is able to say anything about Peter Obi. Peter Obi said he ran governorship of Anambra State for 8 years.
But people have got accusations of the Pandora paper, which has come to explain here.
Let them bring whatever paper.
So that's what.
Let them bring whatever paper. At the end of the day, this man said he was governor in Anambra State, and since he left government, he has not taken pure water. Okay. From government, he does not have an inch of land.
I need to respond to the question about the youth wing.
The youth wing, the Afenifere youth wing. Yes, Ruben, you are Afenifere yourself. You know. Yes, you know that Afenifere does not have any youth council. It does not have any youth group. But the name of Afenifere is attractive enough for people to use, to mobilize for Peter Obi. To that extent, we have no problem. We have no problem with it at all. They are youths, they are Yoruba youths who perhaps maybe they do not feel themselves accessible enough to the Afenifere mainstream, and because Afenifere has now come to embrace Peter Obi, or the parent body has declared for Peter Obi, what are the children doing? So they have gone on their own to create a council for the purpose of mobilizing, and they said they are bringing 125,000 people to the TBS arena. They are welcome.
Okay, I mean, that's for, you know, the watchers and political watchers to see if they're going to get 125,000 people. And you said he's the next president. Peter Obi is the next president.
He's the next president.
It's the people of Nigeria that will decide that. We can't call anyone the next president.
You and I are Nigerians.
The Nigerian there are other people, millions of Nigerians watching. But two things I would like to say also. Talking about Peter Obi and Afenifere backing him, let's not forget there's still a debacle as regards the endorsements. Part of Afenifere, Fashion Roti has endorsed Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can't run away from that. And this Afenifere, you are saying Afenifere is for Peter Obi. Who is Afenifere for really? Tinubu or Fashion Roti? That's number one. Secondly, next year poll says Peter Obi has a path to the presidency. Fitch Solutions did a poll and said Tinubu has a path to the presidency. What would you say about those two polls?
I didn't get your last point.
Secondly, next year polls said Peter Obi has a path to win the presidency. In fact, will win the presidency.
Right.
or probably there's going to, Fitch says there's going to, Tinubu has a part to win the presidency, or there's going to be a runoff. Fitch Solutions, it's a London-based organization, says there's going to be, if Tinubu has a part to win the presidency, or there's going to be a runoff. Which of the, I want you to speak to the two different polls and also talk to me about who is Afenifere for, Tinubu or Peter Obi, because there's been an endorsement for Tinubu and Peter Obi in the Afenifere fold.
Well, I've been here 2 times on this issue of whether Afenifere or who Afenifere has endorsed. And we have put that to rest, that there is only one Afenifere. There are no 2 Afeniferes. There is only one Afenifere, and that Afenifere has endorsed Peter Gregory Obi. We're not going to dwell on that. And since that time, the only voice you have been hearing in the Nigerian public space is a voice of Chief Ayo Adebanjo, who leads the Afenifere now. Our leader does not, he prayed for Tinubu, and that was the end of it. I do not want to go over that. You know, we have settled that long ago. If Atiku goes to Akure today, he will be prayed for. Baba, I likened Baba to a pope the other time, and I said his house is open to everyone. In times of endorsement, it is Peter Obi Afenifere has endorsed. So and I'm speaking at the Secretary General of the organization.
The 2 polls.
The two polls. Yes, we take polls as they come. We are encouraged by those who say we will win, but we will not rest on our oars because of that. Those who say, oh yes, we are likely to have someone have a little edge, they have challenged us to do more. So we are not resting on our oars, neither are we despondent about the reports of polls.
Okay, let me ask you this. At the memorial event for Professor George Obiozor at the NIA the other day, Adebanjo, so it's good you mentioned him, was there, and he made a speech in which he was saying that we should forget about the idea of a united Nigeria if Peter Obi does not win this election. In an election in which we have a choice of 18 candidates, is that the position of Afenifere that there will be crisis if Peter Obi does not win?
Well, Adebanjo, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is an oracle. And he is being prophetic about what may likely happen to this federation if we continue to deprive a group of Nigerians, a sizable chunk of Nigeria, the sense of belonging. It's not about where Peter Obi comes from.
But you said forget Nigeria if you don't vote for Peter Obi.
Nigeria is on the edge. Is it not clear that Nigeria is on the edge? And the international community knows today. We have said it over and over again that Nigeria is a federation of entrenched ethnic nationality. It is ethnic nationality that determines Nigeria. And that was what Peter Rufai was saying by comparing some section of the country with the others. Rufai, sorry. That's what Rufai was saying, by comparing one section of Nigeria with the others. And therefore, Nigeria cannot go on like that. Nigeria cannot survive on, like I told you, I've come a long way in Nigerian politics. I became chairman of local government just 2 years after my youth service. And about the youngest local government chairman in Nigeria during the Babangida transition program. I have been commissioner for about 12 years in Ondo State. I've contested the election as governor. I was a member of the 2014 National Conference. That National Conference, for instance, everything that was debated there is how to move Nigeria forward and give every group a sense of belonging. We were there. I belong to the same committee. Ayu, the current national chairman of the PDP, was the chairman of the political and electoral committee, of which I was a member. And everything that was discussed at the various committees was how do we move Nigeria forward. To move Nigeria forward, the presidency of Nigeria should be zoned on north-south basis and then percolating down to the regions. And therefore, without being pedantic or without wanting to repeat myself about what I've said here and there, we said Obasanjo did it for Southwest, Yar'Adua and Buhari did it for the North, Jonathan did it for the South-South. It is the turn of the Southeast. And so many people in Nigeria had come to that reality. The Southern and the Middle Belt Forum leader says that is Southeast, it is Peter Obi. Obasanjo says it's Peter Obi. T.Y. Danjuma says it's Peter Obi. Who else in Nigeria, apart from those who just have love for power, who else in Nigeria has endorsed any of the other presidential candidates? Those of our leaders, both current and past leaders, who are endorsing Peter Obi, they know within themselves nobody can be more Nigerian than President Obasanjo. Well, he has said it over and over again. Even sometimes the Yoruba has quarreled with him. Oh, that you are not. But he has come to 11 and said, look, if this country must move forward, you read him. He said, denial of Peter Obi of the next presidency has a lot to say about Nigeria's corporate existence.
But whatever happens at the end of the day, that should not translate to the end of Nigeria.
Well,
you know, this country must survive.
Well, this country must survive with all of us having a sense of belonging to the Federation.
On that note, we'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Shola Ibifene of Afenifere, and strong supporter of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party.
Yes, thank you, Ruben. We are inviting Nigerians to Tafawa Balewa Square tomorrow from 10 a.m. 120,000 capacity. That is what we are expecting for Peter Obi. It's going to be a mega rally.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Now, the business is ready now. It is time. Who can guess how many states is left for Peter Obi's campaign now? Who can guess? Which states remain? Who sabi the state will remain now? Where Peter Obi need to attend? Who can guess? Okay, I will leave it and make una guess. I will leave it to guess them out, and you can put it on the comment section also. So, going forward now, they see the way the campaign don't take go, and the way everything they go, jeje. You don't hear from our leader, this secretary, Afenifere secretary, and you don't hear what the man talk. The oracle has spoken. He said, Pa Ayo Adebanjo is an oracle in this country, and the oracle has spoken. Obasanjo, another oracle, he has spoken. So anybody wey dey talk otherwise, I wan make we dey busy, carry your book, dey write your otherwise, write am otherwise till they go swear Peter Obi in. You understand? And then they go put you where you suppose dey. Because when Peter Obi become president of Nigeria, all this agbero, all these criminals dem wey full this country, all of them go gather them, put them where them belong. Because enough is enough. Now don't use Nigeria do business, do private business, do and tire. Time don't reach when I go take come down. Our people dey talk say person wey hold small pikin something wey raise him hand up, if hand begin pain am, e go drop am. Na 25th of February, na him hand go begin dey pain all the people. All these people wey dey work for NNPP, NNPC, wetin dem dey call am, NNPC. All the people dey steal our oil. All these navy officials wey dey informed, wey dey aware say illegal vessel dey enter Nigeria, carry oil comot, dem no gree talk. All these people, all these illegal things wey dey happen for Nigeria, banditry, all of them with their oga, and wetin dey wey all of them wey dey make turn this country to their private business. All these our politicians wey be say senate make na lis ten, una wey dey part budget, make na dey radio, make na dey prepare to part budget. This time around, if na part budget finish, we go carry am come back, una go chop am for mouth. Ndi ori. This time around, make una prepare, because the owner of that thing you people have been taking since is coming, and that is the Nigerian people. We are coming for our property. We are coming for what belongs to us. We are coming to that revolution that people have been afraid of is coming. And that is the big that's going to happen from the beginning of 25th of this month is to start. Immediately after this election, once the result is declared, men are not wait for swearing in. Men are begin dey arrange una things. They pack am jeje. They get ready to catapult on ourselves comot, because if we meet una on seat still dey busy with una crookish eyes, they look for way where una go fit take smuggle, how una take dey chip in things. Maybe Kuje prison might not be enough, so we might likely expand it. We may likely expand it. Attorney General of the Accountant General of the Federation, that one, he hold 100 and something billion, he return 30, no problem. We are coming, no problem. Just keep that one wey remain for your hand. We dey come. Yeah, our money now na carry dey do family business, abi? No problem.